Guys, welcome Muskie Road Rules podcast and Patreon. Guys, thanks for listening and thanks for watching on the Patreon channel. Guys, if you're interested about becoming a member of the Patreon, it's super easy. Just go to patreon.com and check us out. All you got to do is search Muskie Road Rules and become a member. It's $8 a month, guys. It's super easy to do. You're going to get a podcast every week, or most every week. I don't miss very many of them. And also, you'll be entered to win our drawings that we do. And guys, if you just want to listen to the audio, you can do that on any of the podcast stations, whether it be iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you get your podcast from, you're going to find us. If you search Muskie Road Rules and hit subscribe, we'll come to you every week on your smartphone or any mobile device. We'll definitely get to you. So, guys, right now we're going to do a giveaway from our buddy Brendan up there in Eastern Ontario for Big Action Baits. Guys, these are pretty awesome lures. This is the classic Cisco color that he does, and these are pretty unique baits, and these are only for the Patreon members. And like I said, to become a member, just go to patreon.com, go search Muskie Road Rules, and just click become a member. $8 a month gets you in this, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to spin the wheel right here. We're spinning. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but it's spinning. And this week's winner is Matt. His email address is bigmuskiehunter@gmail. Matt, bigmuskiehunter@gmail. You have just won one of Brendan's Big Action Lures. I'm going to send this email and the address to Brendan. He's going to get this out to you. And I tell you what, guys, these are pretty cool baits. And if you want to be in for next month's drawing, which is going to be 3 custom Muskie Mayhem Showgirls, 3 Muskie Mayhem Showgirls, custom colors that are being given away at the end of July to the members of the Patreon. Guys, make sure you get in on this. And but tonight, guys, on the podcast, we have 2 guys that you've heard before because they just keep winning. They are the winners of the Eagle River PMTT. You might remember these guys. We got Sean Boland and Josh McDunn, who also won the Cave Run event. So back-to-back winners here. And they're walking around with their chest puffed out at the tournament, at the award ceremony, all cocky, saying, we got this in the bag. It's going to be just super, super easy here. Josh, Sean, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, guys, first year fishing the PMTT, right?
For me, yes. No.
I fished Cave 2 years. It was the third time I fished the Cave Run, but I didn't go past that. So this is the first we were doing the whole trail.
Okay. Well, it's pretty easy, right? I mean, doing the whole trail. I mean, 2 events, 2 wins. That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you really say, because I think, this is only the 3rd time in the history of it that a team went back to back.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty awesome, guys. It's about what you're doing. And, Cave Run, you guys had fished Cave Run before. Josh, you're in PA. Sean, you're there in Cincinnati. Eagle River, that was something new for you guys, right?
Completely new.
Yeah. Had you ever fished in Wisconsin before?
No, we've never been in that state.
You knew it began with a W. That's the good thing. Just go to the W. Well, let's talk about that then. You guys, let's talk about your pre-fishing. How did you guys approach this event? Never being there before. How did you guys go about this?
I did a pretty good amount of research into the water and just kind of looked at past history of what did good there. And then, there was a few nights where I literally just sat in my boat in the driveway and just going through maps, Navionics, and Onyx on my phone, just looking at stuff. And I had a bunch of waypoints already kind of laid out. We went out there and just put the boat on the water, just started looking around and seeing what was what. Looked for stuff we liked, and we were able to find some pretty decent fish and fishing pretty quick. We found our pattern for the tournament pretty early on in the week. We were out there for 6 days, and then we just stepped away from it and just really went exploring. And it's a lot of water.
Yeah, no, it is. There's, on the chain itself, I don't know offhand how many lakes there are, but the whole thing, for fishing chains of lakes up there is, you've got all these small lakes combined is about 6,000 acres. And you've got everything from river to current to lakes to basins, all kinds of different stuff. Sean, did you ever fish really anything like that?
No, never. I mean, I've fished rivers and lakes, but never anything like that. And I think out of that 6 days of pre-fishing, me and Josh fished every lake on Eagle River, probably.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's quite a few, and coming from down south, there's the watercolor that you may not be used to, the weed growth in the certain areas and stuff, all the different kind of weeds and stuff you run into out there, and it's definitely unique. How do you think, coming from where you fish at right now, from what you're used to fishing, how did that help you or hurt you in fishing the chain?
As far as like weed bites go, I kind of knew what I wanted to look for. I hate milfoil. I think the fish go in it, but if there's something better, and it sucks to fish through. But we started concentrating on that. There's a lot of weeds there. What we read about the bug hatch. What I expected to see, like electronics wise and stuff, I didn't. I fish Chautauqua's north of me, and it's big time on fishing weeds up there. So that helped. I was kind of hoping there'd be like a little bit of water moving through the flowage because I am a river guy. Sean's a river guy. Like, if we can find somewhere where there's current, something to get on there, that would help us. But clearly it wasn't because it's not raining or anything.
Sure.
But it really wasn't too bad. I mean, it was definitely new. It was a completely different scenario, the watercolor. But it wasn't horrible. It was fun. Mm-hmm. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I love that area. I love that tournament every year because the Eagle River area is very musky oriented. You go into the shops or the bars or the restaurants, and there's musky everywhere. It's not right. Like down home, for me in Kentucky, going in and say I fish for muskies, and the first question is what do they taste like? Or
my God, yeah.
or what's that? Or you show them a picture, you're like, oh, my papa just caught catfish.
Yeah.
that's or gar. I caught one of those on a trot line once, and that's you get those questions all the time. So it's a very musky area, and a lot of guys doing it and stuff. What so how did you go about pre-fishing a place that you've never been to like that? What is your first thing? How did you guys go about pre-fishing?
Honestly, just kind of threw a dart at a lake, like, all right, I guess we'll start there. Mm-hmm. And we just started we started hitting them. We fished we never even got to 3 lakes. We fished every lake on Eagle. We went through them all. ran the whole thing. We explored some water that, being that we're river guys, we really went and explored some stuff, and that was interesting because everybody kind of knows at this point we're running a jet boat, and jet boats and weeds aren't friends. So that's that. And we just started breaking it down lake by lake, and really once we started finding where we were seeing fish at, we started looking for that across the whole chain. We found a good trolling bite too, so we started looking for that across the chain. And come to the end of the week, we thought about going to 3 lakes, but we were pretty confident in what we had already, and we're like, no, let's not even throw anything else in the mix and just stick with what we got right here and roll with it.
Sure. What kind of, when you're pre-fishing out there and you're kind of new to the area, what kind of baits and stuff would you guys kind of be looking at, Sean? What was kind of some of the stuff you were looking at going through?
We kind of went bright at first, I feel like Fire Tiger and that, and then found more natural patterns were working way better.
What style of lures? Like, rubber, jerk baits, minnow bait, bucktails. What were you, how were you, what lures were you searching with?
Honestly, rubber and bucktails, and then trolling, crankbaits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that lake traditionally, that chain traditionally has a decent trolling bite on it early in the year. That's what me and my partner were banking on, and pre-fishing. We had caught fish on 4 of the different lakes trolling with similar baits, and we thought, all right, there's definitely going to be a trolling bite. We should be able to get some fish doing this. And our pattern completely died. Completely. Like, no pass go, no nothing. Everything that we had working pre-fishing completely died. For you guys pre-fishing, you guys found your pattern early. What made you think that pattern would last?
It stuck the same throughout the week.
What'd you say?
I said it didn't matter what lake we went to, that same pattern paid off.
Okay.
We were seeing fish or moving fish.
Oh, good deal. What, I'm not asking for specifics here. What was kind of the deal that you all were looking for?
There was a certain depth and a certain type of weed. And anywhere we found that, we contacted muskies. We'd contact pike. I know they're not as well respected in the Midwest, but we did get a few nice ones out of it too. But anywhere where we found that same combination, we would find fish in it. So,
did there have to be bait fish or anything, or was it just that combination?
I think the bait fish was there. Like, clearly there had to be food there because they were there. You could pick some stuff up on the sonar. I was having a little bit of difficulty because most of my water's clear out here, so adjusting my graphs and getting them to read how I wanted to with that, it was just, something was a little off with my stuff, but I was finding what I wanted.
So what would you have to do to your graph, for somebody that, how would you explain to somebody how to tune in their graph?
Just adjusting the contrast, like the contrast and the how much it's reading back, like how much I cannot think of what that setting is. But basically, like, turning it down a little bit so there's less interference. So you're only picking up what's really there. And also, there was just with the boat traffic and guys running around, the amount of crap, like weeds and stuff that were getting churned up and floating through the water, you picked that up too. So just turned it down a little bit so it wasn't picking so much up.
So like sensitivity or?
Yeah, there we go. Sensitivity.
I'm very sensitive. So by doing that, were you able to see what you think you could pick up the structure better or maybe the fish better?
Could pick up both. Then you could actually see, like, with less interference, like what exactly, all right, we definitely know that's a muskie there. We know that's bait. And there was numerous times, actually, now that I think back, that we physically seen like bait fish in those areas. Mm-hmm. So we knew that we knew that was there.
Sure. And the start of the tournament. So we started on Saturday morning. The wind had definitely picked up. Most of the week it was fairly calm. And the wind picked up out of the east on Saturday. Do you think that, and of course you guys caught fish, but do you think that helped or hurt you guys?
Our bite wasn't, I know that there was a lot of fish caught early. There was fish caught throughout the whole day. Our bite, I think the east wind kind of hurt us consistently catching throughout the day. Our bite was fast. It was moon related, but it was actually a little bit earlier. It was weird. And when it went, we caught all 3 fish on Saturday within a short amount of time. Like we caught 3 muskies in a northern in like an hour and a half, hour 45. It went quick.
What time of day was that?
Well, I think it started at 9:30. And then we banked on that for Sunday too. And our fish on Sunday was right around the same time when it started. I had pretty nice low 40s right into the 8. I took her around the whole back of my boat 3 times and she wouldn't go. And it wasn't long after that Sean stuck our 4th fish. And then the rest of the day was absolutely dead. We might, it was kind of the wind wasn't helping either. Like there was times like we didn't want to say it was a follow, but we're like, oh, I think they just had one come in, but they weren't interested.
Sure. Now, did you guys move around a lot in the tournament, or did you guys stick in a certain area, or did you fish multiple lakes, or?
Yeah, we fished. We moved a decent bit. We had a pretty good milk run to run on. And then Sunday we camped out pretty good.
Yeah. Your fish on Saturday, did they come off the same area, or were you guys multiple areas to get those fish?
It was a little spread out. We had found an area where we had multiple spots with the same setup near each other. So we kind of really hammered right through, all right, well, this is going, hit this. So.
All in the same lake, or did you go to different lakes?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of the same lake.
Kind of the same lake, kind of not the same lake.
Yeah.
Well, no, I get it. What? So your pattern, was it a erratic retrieve, or was it straight retrieving, or were they just? And were these fish hitting out? I mean, were you getting them on the 8, or?
They all ate out. Any fish that we got up to the boat was being not friendly. Like they'd come in and spin off. They're boat shy.
Yeah. The water for up there, I thought in a few areas definitely was pretty clear, where the fish would definitely get boat shy. What about your pre-fishing? what made you do the casting versus the trolling?
We did both. Everyone likes to cast. Casting's, more fun to get them. I'm not opposed to anything, especially when it comes to tournaments. But, we really started, I like junk fishing. I rig up rods. I'll have a bucktail spinner bait, jerk bait, glide bait, rubber, whatever. And I'll just work through spots and try to figure out what's going with them. We kind of figured out the casting bite, and then we're like, well, we know this chain of lakes control good. So we started trolling, and we started figuring that out, got into some fish doing that. But we kind of felt that what we had casting was going to be stronger. So we went with that first, and trolling was going to be the backup plan.
Mm-hmm.
So if the casting bite if it was going to peter out on us and that wasn't working, we were going to go put rods down and start dragging.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know at Cave Run, that's what won for you guys. That's what worked for you, was the trolling bite to get the fish. This was the casting one. Sean, what did you think of the chain up there? Coming from the Cincinnati area there, and I know you fished a lot of the lakes in Kentucky and stuff. What did you think about it?
It was different. I liked it a lot, but we don't have the weeds down here like they do up there. I mean, it was a whole nother world, kind of, as far as musky fishing goes for me and all those weeds.
Yeah, the weeds were definitely a different deal. What about the weather? Did you guys think the weather was helping you guys or hurting you guys?
I think it was hurting us throughout the week, and then Saturday it definitely helped.
You're breaking up there for me, Sean. You're breaking up. Can you move the phone a little bit? Josh, what did you think about the weather?
There was a few days during the week where I was getting we were like, where are these? Like, where we know these lakes are loaded with muskie. Tuesday was Tuesday sucked. Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday, like the beginning of the week, we were finding fish, contacting them, but it was slow. We actually went and grabbed dinner. We ran into a couple at a local place there, and they had just got done with their muskie league, and they were just like, "What? Like, it's so bad out there." But I mean, as far as like the weather for the tournament, it seemed like, we caught 3 on Saturday. There was 49 caught, so I mean, they were definitely going. And I think the weather being sucky during the week helped for the tournament. Because fish hadn't been really eating all that whole lot. And then, we all expected Sunday to be good, and I don't know what was up with that. So,
yeah,
I know
it's funny you're talking about how bad, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That was the days we did the best. That was the days we caught fish, and we're like, "Yep, they're here." I mean, make literally one trolling pass through an area and be like, a rod would go off and be like, "Yep, they're still here. Everything's good."
Well,
And
we
then
were casting, so apparently they went out deep. You guys were catching them. We're up shallow. Like, this is bullshit. And
yeah, well, I'm glad. Well, trust me, Saturday and Sunday, I'd really like it if there was one or two out there for me to get, because the fish were there on Saturday. I marked, I'd say 20 on side scan, and out where we were fishing and going by them, I'd put an icon on them, circle back around and do a clover leaf over top of them, and they'd show up on. They just weren't eating. I mean, those fish were just not eating baits. We were changing depths. We kind of stayed with the same color because we literally had bites on the same color all week. And one rod we'd put a different color on just to see, and they just weren't eating. I mean, and there was a lot of guys. There was other guys doing the same thing we were, and everybody was kind of, at the end of the day on Saturday, the guys I knew, I was like, "What the hell?" And they're like, "Yeah, I don't know. They're just not going." And we changed up on Sunday, but like you said, Sunday was just a bad day. I mean, guys that caught 2 or 3 fish on Saturday didn't even see a fish on
Yeah.
Sunday.
I
And
mean,
so I don't get it.
I really thought we were talking the night before and we have got to get 2 fish Sunday. We've got to get something big or we've got to triple again or we're not going to stay where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I was astounded when we walked into that room and started talking to people and finding out how terrible the bite was. I know it kind of blew my mind.
Yeah. Sean, are you still there? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. You sound a lot better, but I can't see you. And that beard needs to be seen to the public.
I don't know why. Let me see if
But you're, I
this
just can't
fixes it.
see
Got
you.
full service here.
Huh. But I can
Your
hear you
video
good,
on?
though. So I don't know.
Yeah, I can see myself.
Well, that's good. That's good. I love it when I can see I love it when I can see myself too.
I can see myself on here, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, guys, why don't you tell me, both of you, going into a tournament, there's a lot of guys on here that listen and that are watching that may have never fished a tournament before. And, especially going to a new lake. It doesn't even have to be a tournament. It's just going to a new lake. Josh, maybe just kind of tell somebody how to go about doing that, how you go about doing it. And, is it about, confidence baits, or is it about spots? I mean, how do you mentally go into it?
First thing I do, I look at what kind of water I'm fishing. Is it traditional clear? Is it a reservoir? Is it a river? Whatever it is. How do those fish? What's my weather going to be like? What time of year am I fishing? All the keys. I mean, if you look at the old In Fisherman DVDs, I can't, Primetime Muskies, I think it was, they literally put that clock wheel and it shows everything and the time of year and all the things you need to look at: weather, water, time of year, all that. Put all that together, and then from that, all right, what I need to do? What do I think is going to work best? And that's how I start it. I used to go by confidence baits. Now I try to push myself more towards being confident in what I think is going to work for the fish. And it's just as rewarding because when you get into a tournament setting, you can't fish how you want to fish. If it works out that way, great. But you have to fish how you need to catch them. Like we trolled at Cave. Did we want to rip into timber and troll all day and just kind of cruise around the boat waiting for a bite? Not really, no. But that's what we had to do. Then, we were able to cast here at Eagle River and it worked out good for us. We thought it was going to be a decent bucktail bite like what it traditionally is. The amount of new blades, I don't really run a lot of single blades here at home. I don't run smaller blades. The amount of stuff I bought to take out there that never even got to see the water, didn't get used. It is what it is. But anytime I go to new water, I kind of try to look at what I can find out that traditionally worked there and then go off what I have going that day and when I'm going to be there and work off of that and start tweaking it down and refining it until I get onto something. They say 1 fish is a fluke, 2 is a pattern, 3 you're in the game. So that's really how we did.
Sure. What about you, Sean?
I probably just feel like I look at it a lot like structure wise. I'll kind of look for the same stuff that holds fish around here. Whether it be creek channels or timber or up there, it's weeds. We got a couple weed patches on the lake by my house, and they definitely hold some good fish. So just kind of, I feel like these fish kind of stage up in the same areas no matter what, no matter where you're at.
Sure. You have to take the perspective of structure, regardless if it's weeds, it's whatever the predominant is on the lake. And, the other thing is like what you were, I can't agree more with what you said there, Josh. It's, and I say it a lot guiding too. It's not about what I want to fish. It's what the fish want to eat. Mm-hmm. And there's days that I'd be out there and you're like, God, I'd just like to throw a bucktail all day. I just want to throw topwater, but probably not going to catch something. So it's a lot of, what the fish are going to eat.
I bought a ton of topwaters. I have a limited topwater bite here at home. Like, it's when I start seeing baby ducks, I can do it, but it's usually early in the morning, late at night, and that's it. Going out there, we were hoping like, this will be fun, if we can get on some topwater fish, because it's really kind of a thing. And it was not at all. So,
yeah, no, I totally get it, man. I know how all that works, and I totally get it, and how that stuff can change, and just fishing the way you want versus fishing the way you need to are two different things. When it works out to be, the same thing, that's awesome. But in muskie fishing, that doesn't work out to be that way sometimes. And I definitely know that. With your guys, you're talking about naturals. When you're saying natural colors for you, what kind of colors were you thinking?
Perch and sucker. I mean, it was just as basic gets.
Yep. No, I totally, I can totally see that. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is that on most northern lakes, perch is, always going to work. Sucker's always going to work. That's the main bait fish in a lot of lakes up in the North Country. And I can totally see that. When you guys were fishing, the what you guys had kind of found in your casting, was it a fast aggressive? Was it slow with the wind change, or what was how did you come up with what was going to make them bite versus what was making them follow?
It wasn't a super aggressive speed. It was, we were moving baits at a good clip, but weren't getting real wild, like super fast with it. We had to give them time to, kind of, see it. If we went too fast, just they wouldn't get a chance at it. So Saturday, we were moving our baits pretty good. Sunday, when I had that one come in and it was just slow. We slowed down a little bit. We were talking back and forth on the boat. Like, all right, let's kind of, you start varying your casts. Like, you get one going good, slow the next one down, and kind of went to a more moderate retrieve. And that's when he hooked up. And through the course of the day, we kept a moderate retrieve. I actually started working baits, trying to stay like outside of the weed line, because I figured, all right, these fish are like detuned. I'm going to start working deeper. I went smaller and slower and deeper, and just nothing would get them to fire off.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sean, what were you seeing then?
Pretty much the same. I was working it pretty fast, but not really, just enough to get it in the weeds a little bit and bring it right back out.
Was making weed contact pretty crucial?
Yeah. They hit it on the fall every single time for me.
Yeah. Were you guys pulling weeds off the bait a lot?
I bet Josh still has them in his boat.
What did you say?
I bet
Uh,
Josh still has them in his boat.
no, I just spent 2.5 hours scrubbing the hell out of it.
Okay, yeah, and that's a hard pattern, a lot of guys are not going to be able to or willing to pull weeds out like that. But I've been in those patterns before myself, where you're like, out of 5 casts, 3 of them are going to bring in weeds, and you gotta, just got to be willing to work that and really grind those fish out, and that can be a struggle sometimes when you're doing that. I tell you, what do you think about Iowa coming up? You going to three-peat?
I mean, we're gonna give it everything we have. Like
Yep.
that would be
Yeah,
making history there.
yeah. Go in the land of corn and pigs, and see how it goes. There's a lot of fish over there. I fished it now. This will be my 3rd time over there, and there's a lot of fish. And let me tell you right now, if you think Eagle River had boat traffic, just wait till you see Okoboji, because it is not even close in the realm of what Okoboji is.
I kind of got a feeling that Iowa is going to be very similar to Chautauqua here that I fished. The lakes look similar, and it is populated as all get out. So, yeah,
It's
we're probably going to get tossed all day.
Not even in the realm. You have no Google. Do yourself a favor. Google Okeechobee, or not Okeechobee, Okoboji boat traffic, and you will see pictures. When me and Tony fished out there, the last time we fished it, me and Tony were together, and I mean, my man had ballast in front of the boat. He was always good for ballast, and he'd keep the front of that boat down. He was literally, I thought he was going to puke because of the waves.
Do we need to tie barrels on the jet boat like the Amish do their canoes?
Yes, it is. It's wild. I've never seen anything like it, especially if it's a sunny day.
I can't wait.
It was, there's a 40-foot by 40-foot bar that drives around out there. It is wild. It's not the pirate ship like you see on Eagle River. I was going to ask you, how many lakes have you been where there's a pirate ship?
That was a first.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been on that pirate ship. It's a good time. But it's it is totally wild. Did you guys have anything? I was curious about this. Did you guys have anything going early, like real shallow?
We moved fish shallow. We actually found some decent ones in a few spots that they kind of had what we were looking for, but we one spot in particular, we had 2 fish going off of it real quick. It was only like 3 feet deep. And I think it was just something that guys were overlooking, so them fish were kind of up in there.
Yeah. We couldn't get anything to go shallow. That was us. It was all edge stuff for us. And they were, but we could not get anything to go shallow there at all. And that's usually kind of odd for out there. Normally there's a pretty decent shallow bite, but I don't know if it was the weather or what it was, but couldn't find anything going there. Well, of course, during the tournament, but even pre-fishing, it was, we casted quite a bit on Friday and on Wednesday, and it just wasn't happening. We had some fish moving on Friday, but it was all edge stuff. And it was pretty wild to see that. But I tell you what, guys, you're 2 tough bastards. The last 2 tournaments, definitely taking first place. You can't do any better than that. And we got Iowa coming up here at the end of August. Like I said, just Google Okoboji boat traffic, and you will see some sights now. Okoboji is one of the few lakes that I've fished that actually has an amusement park on the lake. There's a Ferris wheel and a roller coaster.
Wow.
It is, and the water you can see about 20 feet on West Okoboji. East has some color to it, but and when you see the school of carp going under your boat, and you see like 100 of them, and it's like looking in an aquarium. It's pretty wild seeing those dudes down there. But I tell you what, Sean, I know you don't. Do you guide it all, Sean?
No. I
No.
work a full-time job and fish as much as I can.
You just cash PMTT checks. I get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Josh, I know you do. You're a fishing guide. How can somebody get a hold of you if they want to go fishing with you?
You can get a hold of me on Facebook, Nature of the Beast Fishing on there, Instagram, or you can get a hold of me directly. Just call or text at 814-706-2830.
All right. Well, I tell you what, guys, hell of a job. Hats off. I mean, it's just it's pretty awesome. You're able to fish 2 tournaments, get 2 first place. That's pretty wild, man. That's kicking ass. I love it. Guys, last here at the end, if you're looking at maybe picking up some new baits, or if you're going to new electronics, or any kind of fishing tackle, check out Thorn Brothers, thornbros.com. Check them out. They've got a whole line of stuff I think you're going to find. If they don't got it, you probably don't need it. If you're looking at new electronics, reels, rods, these guys know a lot about that. So make sure you check that out. Josh, Sean, I hope you guys, I wish you the best of luck. Hoping I have a little bit of it too at Okoboji Spirit, because I don't want to be serving burgers up here at the Northwest Angle for the championship. So, guys, just hold on a little bit here for me, okay?
Sounds good.